All right, man. This is T Money the Icon with my man Gully TV. We doing this. He's the first guest on Nothing's Off Limits podcast. So, consider him special and a big deal. And right now, my man Gully TV, he got the internet on fire. He's doing all the big interviews. And I just want to give him his proper due right now. You know what I'm saying? I met the homie, and I knew the homie for a long time from the Dipset days and all that. But I met him out in Atlanta, you know what I mean? Him and Mark Curry in the club, and they showed me wow love. You know what I mean? So I'ma start it like that with just giving you your respect. You understand me?
No doubt, I appreciate that. That means a lot coming from a Taliban guy.
That's right. Yeah, we come from way back.
Yep. Shout out to the whole Taliban, man. Whole 45th and Broadway. I fuck with everybody pretty much.
That's right. Yeah, I see you had my little cousin Kiani with you out in Miami.
Yeah, I was with Key and them. I was mobbing with Key and them. That was my first time down there, and oh man, I could say so much about that trip, man. That was a pivotal trip. That's when I went from the 5 to the 6.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I had already been, doing my thing for a minute, but that Miami shit, the way it smells, the pink lights.
Yeah. It's a different atmosphere.
All of that, yeah, man. I just was punch drunk out there.
Yeah, I was out there for Art Basel and shit. I rented a boat and all that. It was crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Next time I go out there, you got to meet me down there. I got some big time homies out there.
Okay, yeah. Say no more. I'm with it.
But this is Nothing's Off Limits, and the way this whole thing works is it's just like the title say, Nothing's Off Limits. If you ain't comfortable about talking about nothing, just say I ain't comfortable talking about something.
Without a doubt.
But, I ask the hard questions, and we more or less we on some hood shit or some positive.
I know it's gonna carry a podcast. I'm gonna make sure I give you exactly what you need, my nigga.
Right. But I'm gonna start off with, I want you to tell me a little bit about Erie, Pennsylvania.
Okay. Erie, Pennsylvania. Erie, Pennsylvania is the 3rd largest city in Pennsylvania behind Pittsburgh and Philly. For the last 2 years, Erie, Pennsylvania has been acknowledged by the news, the Associated Press. I got a report right here. You can Google it.
Mm-hmm.
The worst cities for Black Americans in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Erie, Pennsylvania happens to be number 1. Natives of Erie, Pennsylvania is myself, of course. Bob Sanders, played for the Indianapolis Colts. Billy Blanks, he created the Tybo craze.
I know him.
Yeah, his whole family from Erie. You know what I'm saying? Mostly athletes, primarily athletes. You know what I mean? And right about now, I've made my transition from the streets of Erie, where I was born and raised at. I never lived nowhere else besides Erie, Norfolk, Virginia, and Harlem. But I've made my transition out of Erie because of the climate there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
That's what I want you to tell me. Tell me what separates Erie, Pennsylvania from other hoods. Like, what's unique about Erie, Pennsylvania in a hood sense, like as far as the culture?
It's so small that the Black community is isolated pretty much to the east side.
Mm-hmm.
So what you have is like a micro community within a city, and it's a drug epidemic. It's a rash of fentanyl murders and home invasions.
Mm-hmm.
Bodies dropping daily in this small community, and it's actually bizarre if you look at it. But to me, it's totally normal.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up, Erie's
Let me ask you a question. Who would you say is like the illest nigga out of Erie, Pennsylvania, if you could say? Like, you ain't got to tell me no stories about him, but who's the illest nigga out of Pennsylvania?
You
Erie, Pennsylvania.
You got niggas from Erie doing life for kingpin charges. Carl Knight, you can Google that case. United States of America versus Carl Knight. That's my man. He from around my neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
United States of America versus Tony Jones.
Mm-hmm.
These are kingpin niggas I'm talking about. John Cooley, he's serving life. Kingpin charges. This Erie is a drug city. It's one of them cities that the New York niggas was looking for in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Them small towns to pull through.
Right.
Erie is like that. Erie is still like that. If you want to be for real.
Right.
I would say the illest nigga from out here, man, is I don't know. He who's flourishing.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. You gave me some names.
Yeah, I gave you some names of some guys that you can look up.
Right.
I had a conversation with Jimmy Henchman the other day, and he asked me where I was from, and he said he was at USP Hazleton. I was telling him, I got homies down there doing life with you, and names. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a somebody, my nigga.
Mm-hmm. So let me ask, before you get into that, right? Let me ask you a question. Did you ever do Fed time or jail time, like in Pennsylvania?
I did state time. I did state time. I did a lot of juvenile time and shit. I was wild as a motherfucker when I was a shorty and shit. You know what I'm saying? The person who I am today, this is like what I call, I'm trying to get my dribble right. I'm trying to correct some imperfections in my character. I'm trying to be more patient. I'm trying to be more courteous. I'm trying to be more polite, more considerate of others. And I wasn't always like that. That's why I said I did a lot of time in the juvenile joints. Because of that, I had a big name when I got to the prison system. Because when I got to the prison system, that's who predominantly was there, the niggas that I was in the juvenile joints with.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that go.
So let me ask you, because I hear a lot about the dribble. It might be some people that's watching this and follow your platform and might not know exactly what the dribble is. That's a fly saying. I like it. So
Right.
Give some more context on the dribble.
I'm a former basketball player. I'm still a basketball player. See, I got the tattoo. It's the love of my life.
Right, mine's too.
For anything basketball. And when I started to play again and shit, I wanted to do so much to the guys that I was playing against because I knew I could get busy, but I couldn't really dribble right. I couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
I had to get a grip on. I had to start perfecting my dribble again and shit. And when it kind of like grew from that theoretically to a whole lifestyle. I might be waking up in the morning and I might have a few appointments. Gotta get to the laundromat. I'm cleaning up the crib. I'm trying to get my dribble right. I'm trying to put things in order. You dig what I'm saying? And
Right.
It's about consistency. It's about constantly elevating. You could never perfect the dribble. There's always room for improvement. But yeah, that's the dribble is about. The dribble is about getting some money. The dribble is about being a humanitarian. It's about, contributing to general society and shit. Pick up some trash. Build a business. You dig what I'm saying?
Right. So let me ask you this, right? I seen a post that you have put up that was interesting to me. It says you were 17 years old hustling in the street.
Mm-hmm.
At that age, I'm from Harlem, so I could relate. At 17 years old, we full-blown hustlers. And, like you said, we got our dribble right. So
right.
At 17 years old, what type of money was you holding? What type of work was you dealing with? Like what type of numbers was you doing?
when I was 17, my nigga. You know what it was like when we were
You
17.
gotta let us know. I mean, you passed the statute of limitations. We could talk about it.
I'm about to tell you, my nigga, I was such a hot commodity in my neighborhood, man, because I was one of them niggas. I was a cookie monster. That's what they call it where I'm from.
Mm-hmm.
The cookie monsters. We the guys that be up all night and be out there in the streets with the junkies all night. I was one of them little niggas who had all the wild clientele because I literally lived on the block. We out there shooting dice all night. Every big nigga in the city that had some work was chasing my little ass around, trying to hit me off because they knew I would pay out a reputation for paying. The bitches like me and shit. The older niggas like to be around me and shit. It was like, I was like a little trophy to, they would put me in their car, drive me around and shit like that. You know what I mean? I was with it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I was getting real money, my nigga. Real money. I was taking fronts from like 4 or 5 different niggas, my nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention my own leg work. Like niggas was hitting. It was so much goddamn cocaine where I was from, my nigga. It was so much cocaine. There was so many Dominicans. It was so much, my nigga. And mind you, where I'm from, it never got to the 2 for $5s and the Knicks and shit like
I was selling pieces.
20s and shit.
Mm-hmm.
5 for 100, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Like you got niggas who was handling bricks was cutting up work, my nigga, because it was sweet like that.
Street value.
Yeah. So you had
bust down.
You had niggas that was 16 running around with $80,000 and $90,000 in Pringles cans and shit like that. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I used to be in crab games. I used to be in crab games at 15, 16, man. It might be just 4 niggas and it's 80 G's in the game and shit.
How much? What's the most you ever won in a dice game, and what's the most you ever lost in a dice game?
I won 10,000 a couple times. The first time that I ever won, got a car. Mm-hmm. I won it in a dice game and shit, 5,800 and shit. I had a summer job at the time. I'm gambling. A nigga my age, we got our summer job checks. We gambling each other. And this older nigga who Block it belonged to, he was so greedy and shit. He walked up on the block to collect his money from a few niggas and seen that we was gambling, and he hops in our crap game. Mm-hmm. And I fucked around and I got a hold of his ass. You know what I'm saying? I got a hold of his ass and by the time he was a few thousand in, at this point he's threatening me basically. He basically telling me that I can't leave. So I'm a hostage in this crap game with these older niggas. And I couldn't miss. That's how karma worked. They was trying to do something wrong to me. I'm a child, and I'm steadily throwing numbers at their ass in this crab game. I ended up, some of my family ended up showing up to this crab game, and I was able to, get away. But these same guys who had me hostage in this crab game, they ended up taking me in, and that's another story. You would see these guys in some of my, some of the pictures, some of the productions that I have coming out. I was raised by some real major paper get niggas, man. I'm pretty sure it's showing my character. Niggas be, they be trying to figure out where I'm from, why I'm so cocky and shit like that. I'm a made nigga, my nigga. I'm like, you seen the motion picture, you seen Fresh, right?
Yeah.
That's me. I'm sure it was 30 or 40 Freshes on your block too, my nigga. That wasn't TV. Niggas like that exist. I was one of them.
So what did y'all play? Did y'all play CeeLo or did y'all play craps?
We didn't start playing CeeLo until like the early 90s, my nigga.
Okay.
Yeah, we was playing dice. We was playing craps, 2 dice. We didn't start playing CeeLo till the early 90s though.
Okay. So we're gonna get straight to it. I see you having little problems with Jimmy Henchman and all that. Can you elaborate on like how did that controversy start?
I stay in some shit first off. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little brash at times. I was very cordial and I was correct in my whole dealings with both of them elder gentlemen. They both gangsters. Jack and Jimmy Henchman, he was introduced to me through a mutual friend and he started talking crazy, but I'm not really moved by that shit, man. If you ask anybody who like ran with me, like ask Skibo Debo, when you get off here, call him. Or call Casa, niggas who done ran with me, they gonna be like, man, that nigga
That's my family, Skibo Debo.
he gonna say, Skibo was with me one night. A nigga threw a sucker punch at me in a club. Debo gonna tell you. He gonna tell you. He gonna just give you the rundown. He gonna like, man, that wreck, that all of that type of shit. That's Mill. That's like his regular. That's his regular shit. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah.
Nah, my man Skibo, he get busy. Yeah.
That's my guy.
He's a knockout artist.
Knockout artist. Yeah.
Shout out to Skibo Debo. I call him Skibatala. He'll tell you I named him that. That's my guy.
Man.
But so what happened though? Like, if you could get into a few details, I know, you talking about it on your platform.
I want to go out subject, man, but I had to clarify that about me, man. They approaching me like I'm a nobody. Should I understand you niggas? I understand your rap sheet, my nigga.
Mm-hmm.
You dig? He don't agree with what's being said on my new documentary, Haitian Jack Speaks.
Oh, you brought his name up in that?
His name's gonna be in it because his name has always been associated with the. His name is in Against All Odds, the song by Tupac, and his name has always been associated with the Quad Studios shooting. I went to the Dominican Republic and interviewed Haitian Jack to get some clarity on what happened at Quad Studio. And Haitian Jack told me, man, I ain't had nothing to do that. I didn't have nothing to do with that shit. I wasn't there, and Tut wasn't there. And I just talked to Dexter Isaacs today, the nigga who did it. And
hold on, we gonna get into Dexter Isaac, but let's just.
I'm doing a journalist. The truth is coming out. He don't like it, my nigga. Like, he's in jail. There's people who love Tupac. There's people who love Tupac everywhere and shit. You dig? And the earth is round for a reason, my nigga. You do dirt, you get dirt, and that's
right.
That's the truth and shit. You know what I mean? I've done nothing but carry myself in the manner of a professional, a journalist, and lastly, I've had to be a little bit more stern in my packaging because they didn't got me fucked up like I'm a regular Joe, and I'm not, my nigga. You get what I'm saying? I'm a career criminal. You understand? You understand what I'm saying?
Hey, man, gangsters recognize gangsters, brother.
The same cases. I ain't never killed nobody, but the same cases.
I don't want to know about that.
the same wreck that them niggas got on their jacket. I got on my jacket too.
Right. So what was it like? What did he actually say to you that made you not feel what he was saying to you?
He said, anywhere Jack said my name in your documentary, I want that shit taken off. And he was like, I ain't gonna go back and forth with you another. He was talking rough. You think what I'm saying? He didn't approach me and say, listen, young blood, I know what's going on. You know, I see you trying to get your money. I'm trying to get back in court and different things and this. I just need my name to be out of everything. Could you do this and this and that? And matter of fact, here, I'm gonna throw you this little check for your troubles. And I would have went out of my way to try to do what I could to appease the brother. But he didn't approach me like that. He approached me like a grizzly bear. You dig what I'm saying? And I had to tell him, my nigga, I don't like how you talking to me. And he got the huffing and puffing and shit. And I'm like, during the course of this, it dawns on me that he's in federal United States penitentiary. If you got any type of reputation for cooperating, telling and shit like that, you're not doing no ranting and raving. You're not acting like, Yosemite Sam on the yard. You're not doing that. You quiet as a motherfucker. Matter of fact, you might be having to lock up or pay somebody to be on the yard. You see what I'm saying? And I wanted him to know that I'm from that world too. I just wasn't in the feds. I was in the state. The same should apply.
Right, definitely.
The same should apply. You told you a black sheep. You might have to share a bench with the homos and shit like that because you can't come over to the card tables and shit where niggas at playing chess with a live niggas at. You got to go sit over there with the weirdos. You see what I'm saying? And he tried to speak to me assertively like that isn't his reality. So what you're doing is you're approaching me with a poker face. I'm not buying it. I know what you about. It's public information what you about. You a snitch and you'll put a hit on a motherfucker. I didn't say nothing that's not public information. And I told him, motherfuck you. You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
And which the phone conversation ended from there, or he started talking more.
We had two conversations. We had two conversations. I got parts of it, you know, because I had another phone in my lap while I was on the jack while I was going on and shit. But it's inaudible at times, but at times you can hear it's him because he's screaming, and then you can see my reaction because I'm on camera and shit. So it's worth being uploaded. But he was just talking crazy and shit. Like he.
All right. Well, we ain't gonna get too much into it. So when you upload it, that could be exclusive.
My nigga, we can get into it. It could be exclusive right now and shit.
Okay.
That's what people don't understand about me.
Mm-hmm.
There's no sugarcoat.
Right.
I fear law and shit. Jimmy Henchman wouldn't talk aggressively to me if we was on the elevator together.
I mean, even if he did, y'all would have to get it shaken.
My nigga, he wouldn't talk to me aggressively if we were on the elevator together. Real recognized real from 30 blocks away.
Oh, so you saying when you talk to him, you didn't get that same energy and that feeling like he was a gangster like that?
Nah, he was talking gangster.
No, I'm talking about from your point of view.
He presented himself as a gangster. He presented himself as, you know who the fuck I am, little nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Just like that. That's how he presented himself to me. But I was letting him know I ain't even got to talk to you, my nigga. I told him that on the phone. I said, the only reason I'm talking to you because my man, you know, we had a mutual friend and shit, and he called me to the phone and asked me would I speak to you. I didn't know that you was gonna even approach me like this. You dig what I'm saying? We ain't got to talk, period, nigga. I don't know you. I don't owe you no explanation.
Right.
Your name and Haitian Jack name is associated with each other. You don't get mad when them crackers say your name when your name associated with Haitian Jack or Quad Studio. So why the fuck you been aggressive with me? That's that self-hate again. That's that time that niggas be on. That's nigga time he on. So I gotta act like a nigga with him.
Right.
Let him know that I'm with it too.
So you telling me all of this animosity with everybody and this whole story is really revolves around Quad Studios and Tupac. Like the whole, I mean, we know Tupac put their name in the song.
I went to the Dominican Republic.
Hold on. I just want to ask you this question because this is, I think, what everybody wants to know. And when I ask you it, I think you'll understand. Okay, Tupac put Henchman name in the song. He put Jack name in the song. This thing happened at Quad Studios, correct?
Yeah.
Now listen. Hold on. They're saying they had nothing to do with it, right?
Even the guy who did it said.
No, we're gonna get into that. I'm saying they're saying they had nothing to do with it. Neither one of those two. But now, when you bring it up to even clarify it, it seems like everyone's beefing about this. So doesn't that seem a little funny to you?
Wait, man, damn. You think I don't hear you? The fuck, wait.
Like, it just seemed a little odd that if nobody did nothing, why is everybody so upset when the topic is brought up?
I know who wasn't there. Tupac called Haitian Jack a snitch.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't tell on him for that rape shit. And then he said something about Tut. He even wrote something about Tut in the Machiavelli.
Gunshots to Tut.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tut wasn't even there. You know what Tut been doing? Tut been riding the reputation of it and getting his little benefits. He's a gangster. But
yeah.
He just ate it. He just ate it and rolled with it all this time. But he had nothing to do with it. Haitian Jack said he had nothing to do with it. The nigga Dexter said he had nothing to do with it. You dig what I'm saying? So Tupac was in. He was his shit was all mixed up, my nigga.
So who's Dexter Isaacs?
Dexter Isaac is the actual guy who did the robbery.
Okay.
Who was paid to do the robbery. He's serving life right now.
Mm-hmm.
I spoke to him on the phone earlier today. He told me he did it. He's totally responsible for it. He said he a hustler. He was getting money out of town and happened to be in New York at the time, and he was just a little fucked up and needed a little paper. And dude asked him to do it. That's what happened. You see what I'm saying? The nigga said it out his mouth. I'm about to upload it. I'm about to upload it as soon as I get off here with you.
Yeah, nah. I'm gonna wait till you upload it. Then I'm gonna upload this interview. I'm gonna let you upload yours first, which is the only honorable thing to do, you know. But so my thing with the Dexter Isaacs thing is no correlation to Dexter Isaacs with Henchman or Haitian Jack, because I heard a quote. I heard a quote that Haitian Jack said. I heard a quote Haitian Jack said. Niggas was mad that Pac said he was a hanger on, and then he couldn't control it after that. So is there a correlation with them two?
That's what it was. This is what it was.
Not saying Haitian Jack ordered it, but
he hanging around. He hanging around a bunch of monsters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who rob and take from niggas anyway. This nigga basically gave them a reason to do what they regularly do. And you know they gonna leap at the opportunity.
Facts.
It's a celebrity, and we know the jewelry real. You dig what I'm saying? So they did it.
Right.
They didn't ask no permission. Jack didn't tell them niggas to go do that shit.
No, they was real gangsters. They moved on their own time.
Man, we about to go get this nigga. Fuck. We answer to Jack and them later.
Right.
You know how niggas dance in the streets, my nigga. They went and got him and shit.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
He spoke on it earlier today. He got 2 books out.
Who that?
Dexter Isaac. He got 2 books out. The enemy inside, or something. He got two books out explaining everything. But he told me straight out his mouth, I'm about. The internet about to be cooking. It's gonna be
yeah. I ain't gonna lie. The internet is definitely gonna be cooking because you done solved a damn near 30-year-old mystery, 26, 27-year-old mystery.
Man, shit.
But you know what? You asked for this and you got it now. You put in the work for this story.
I asked for it.
Right. So let me ask you, what is your opinion and your views on Haitian Jack? Like, you know, because I watched the interview, and he looks good. Like, you know, he got his weight up. He looked young. He looked like he moving good in the Porsches. He definitely looks like the role that Tupac gave him. Jewelry, fast cars, and he's known for flashing. Remind me of myself.
You know, we got a lot of Haitian Jacks traits. Your brother. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Close that for me, please. Could you close that for me, please? I can't speak right now. Just close that for me. Close that. Your brother got a lot of his traits.
Listen. We're not talking about him on this thing right now. We're gonna.
I'm not interjecting him into the conversation, but
yeah.
The extravagance, the presence, the confidence, the way people revere him.
Mm-hmm.
The fuck.
I understand, but I'm saying, like, what's your views and your opinions on Haitian Jack? Like, what did you take from meeting him, and what would you rate him as? Like, did he come across as a OG gangster to you?
Super fly, man. Very, very knowledgeable. Yeah, he was everything that they said he was.
Yeah. I got that too, though, you know, because the way he was moving for me let me know he's not no joke. Like, he's serious because he didn't want to put his man on camera. The way he moved, I could see how he watched his surroundings. And, you know, I've been in DR twice. You know, you rocking that jewelry like that and all that out in DR, you got to be somebody because it get real scandalous out there, especially in Santo Domingo.
When we went places, they just looked at him like they was looking at us like, damn, like we was filthy rich. They just thought that we was.
That's where I hang out when I go out there, Santo Domingo. So I know what it's hitting for.
Yeah.
You know, but that's what's up. You know, so. You know, we ain't gonna dwell on too much about all of that, but I see you like Joe Buttons, man.
Yeah,
so
Joe's gonna rip him up.
You think Joe Buttons is a better rapper than Eminem?
For the past 10 years, like he said, you heard him.
No, I'm talking about from you. What you think?
Absolutely.
Give me some context on that. Like, what makes you think Joe Buttons could fuck with Eminem?
I love Joe Budden's freestyles. If I have to mention a name worthy mention song, it's called I think it's called 6 Minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It's about a cigarette. It's on his first album. It's about a cigarette, man, and this song is just bone chilling.
Mm-hmm.
After that, I'm familiar with Joe Budden from the Triangle Offense days.
Yeah, nah, I fuck with Joe Buttons. I like that mood music shit.
Him, Fab, and Paul.
Yeah, I know about all of that.
Yeah, I love him on the mixtape.
Yeah,
I like when you just put a beat on from him and let him get busy, and that's why I feel that he has an edge in this, because this is what he does for real. This is what he does for real.
I would say I gotta see it. I mean, I understand what you're saying as far as like the hip hop element to it, but for me to say he's better than Eminem, I gotta disagree with you on that one. But he's a dope MC.
You gonna substantiate that with record sales and all?
No. I'm not one of those niggas. Like, for me in hip hop, it's about lyrics, influence, impact, swag, and like how you impact the culture. Like, you know, the numbers don't mean nothing for me, because Nas is like my favorite artist, and he's making more money outside of hip hop than he is in hip hop. So if it was a numbers thing, I'd be a Jay-Z fan or Eminem fan. I'm just saying, for me, like, Joe Budden's, like you said, the mixtapes, but Eminem got the songs. But Dr. Dre could be a part of that too. So
and got a lot of way more songs that's relevant. I could name. I'm not even an Eminem fan, and I could probably name 10.
That's my point. And his impact was a little more than Joe Budden's. Like, as far as being a white rapper and then the hype on that and living up to it. You know what I'm saying? He don't got the swag of a Joe Budden's. And maybe Joe Budden's got more of the culture, because like Joe Budden's was ahead of this internet shit before everybody. So I give him that. But I'm saying, like, as far as the impact, the lyrics, the songs, I think that's where he got Joe Budden's at. But I can understand you saying Joe Budden's is that dude too, because I like Joe Budden.
Right? You heard what he said, right? I've been better than you for the last 10 years.
Right. But he's a confident dude. Like, I think Joe Budden's think he's better than everybody. I think Joe Budden's thinks he's better than everybody. So that's a good thing, though. But in hip hop, you gotta have that. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Whoa.
I think it's he ain't the only one at him. Machine Gun Kelly at him.
Yeah. Now, I ain't gonna lie. That Machine Gun Kelly song was all right.
I'll be out 5 minutes. I just said I'll be out 5 minutes.
So now let me ask you this, though. I just got 2 more things and we can wrap it up. But you're big on the internet right now, so you know everything you do is under a microscope. So, like I said, I ask the questions. I'm not a nigga that's scared of nobody and scared to ask anything. So I'm gonna ask you, you know, and this is no disrespect to nobody, but I want to know, like, what's your take on Jay-Z, Dame Dash, and Aaliyah? What do you think happened? And you know what see? I'm gonna go there with you because you posted it.
This is what I feel about it. Mm-hmm. Believe it was a bunch of rich willy niggas around a young girl. She was cute, and she probably been doing a little fucking and shit. Mm-hmm. I mean, got her name associated with R. Kelly, her name associated with Dame Dash. She got pictures of her and Jay in, you know, compromising positions and shit like that. She just looked like she was fast, and then with some real live niggas that she was around, my nigga, like, yeah, straight like that. So go figure.
Now, do you think Dame Dash took her from Jay-Z?
I think Dame Dash probably started knocking her down after Hov, or didn't know I think he didn't know that Ho was, Ho might have told him, nah, I ain't do nothing with her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He strike me as the type.
Mm-hmm.
You dig? And
Now,
then,
I'm going to
man,
say this, right? Rest in peace to her. There's no way, shape, form, or fashion are we trying to slander her name. It's just the facts that those pictures came out and Jay-Z and Dame Dash are no longer business partners. So we know, right? Like, I'm from Harlem. A lot of the times people fall out, partners, friends, family, over women. So it could be an underlying factor there, what we wouldn't know. But now that these pictures are surfacing, it gives you cause to pause.
very interesting picture.
Yes. So for me, I thought it was interesting too. And, if I was dealing with a female and I was in love with her like Dame was in love with her, I wouldn't want to see her in those compromising positions with my partner and friend like that.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
Yeah, that wasn't good. He said that wasn't good.
On her ass too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wrong niggas to have around, man.
And did you ever hear the song "Missing You" when Jay-Z did for her, the remix?
Yeah, I heard it.
He was a little he was a little heartfelt. It was a little heartfelt. Yeah. When you go back and listen to it again, you'll see what I'm talking about. Very emotional. All right, well, I believe what you believe on that too, so we good with that.
Yeah,
now, I like another topic that you was touching up on, and I hope you get more information or put out more stuff on it, because this is another. What I like about you, my dude, is that you touch on the old situations that hasn't been answered. Like, you're giving closure to a lot of older stories that just been looming around. And I give you respect and credit for that, because it's just like if a cop closed a cold case. He get a lot of points for that in the precinct, because it's like you did some shit no other cop could do.
Right.
So your investigating skills and just being a journalist, let's just call it what it is. That's what we are now, you know? Yeah. Like, I tell niggas this all the time. Once you start an Instagram account, you're no longer a gangster. You got to put the gun down, because you're filming your life, you know? So once you decide to be on Instagram, I mean, you can still be tough and still knock a nigga head off, but living that life like that, like real hustlers and real gangsters shouldn't be on Instagram at all.
Yeah, we've seen people try that. It's not a good.
It ain't a good thing, exactly. So I say that to say this, like the whole DC drug movement that that you've been tapping on from the late 80s and the early 90s, that whole thing, I respect what you're doing and stuff, but like, what could you tell the people about Shorty Pop that, that's like something that they probably don't know or nothing like that? We know he was a young killer. We know he had a son through you. I didn't know that until I seen your shit. So that's why I said you're giving out information that's good.
For you, a lot of people don't know.
Mm-hmm.
He lived with BX.
Wow. He was up in the town.
My nigga, listen. His son told me, other people told me, at times when he was on the run, of course, he went back to the BX, but some of his childhood friends hopped up in my comments, was like, man, he was little, he had curly hair and shit. They remember when he was a shorty, when he was a young boy, living in the Bronx. I don't know whether if he had relatives there or what. I can't remember. It's in my Instagram, the exact, 169 for some shit.
That's it, we don't need all that, but that's cool. That's amazing. I didn't know that, because the whole DC versus New York City shit was real. Like, my older brothers and my sister's baby father, they was going out there and all that, be more DC and all that, and niggas was coming back in New York with body bags. So I know how real it was. I was a little nigga, but I still knew. So like, when you was doing like your homework and all that, was they telling you anything about like how it was getting ugly for the New York niggas out there in DC, or how they didn't like them because they was fucking their bitches, getting their money, shit like that?
The truth, they was getting money, my nigga.
Yeah.
DC get money. Like, if they happen to have, you know, some issues with some New York niggas, it could have been about money or some shit like that. But everybody that I've interviewed from DC, they was about paper, man. If a New York nigga had some work, they was trying to get it in. You know what I'm saying? They was trying to get the money and shit. But yeah, I never got any type of acrimony from these guys about New York. I hate New York. Not even, you know, Ears, he don't like Alpo. Alpo killed his, you know, probably had something to do with killing Drake, you know, Tank or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but nah, them niggas talking about, you know, getting paper and shit. DC did a lot of shit, my nigga. DC, when you tap into the fashion element of it,
the New Balance and all of that. Yeah, I know.
Versace.
Yeah.
New Balance.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The 1987 Gucci sneaker.
Yep.
DC that was a word.
I heard DC started the fitted hats. I don't know how true that is.
I could believe it, my nigga. They got a different swag with them. They started the Nike boots too. The Air Max Nike boot, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, black ones, yeah. They started that.
So have you ever heard like, cause another mystery guy from DC is Big Head Gary. Like, we heard the story with Poe said and all of that, but like, is there anything on him?
I was the first person to share a picture of Big Head Gary.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
First person in the world. Gary was a hustler who got on. He got big because his brother got killed. His brother Brandon got killed by a guy from Rayful Edmonds organization in a club. And they went to war about it. And to settle things out, it was an agreement that, you know, we're going to piece this and you got to give him something, so, you know, for his brother's death. So he gave him some work and the nigga blew up off of that. By the time Alpo came into the picture, dude was already built from that work. You know what I'm saying? His brother Brandon was about it. He got killed. He stepped into that, into the shoes of, you know, trying to avenge his brother's death, and he was getting money. He ended up becoming a partner of Alpo, and ultimately he's the guy, according to Alpo,
that shot Rich.
Yeah, according to Alpo.
Yeah. But you know what I liked about Big Head Gary as far as the story and everything? Big Head Gary was holding a lot of paper, but he was low. He just fell under the influence of Alpo. Like what Poe said, I started busting out with drop top Benzes and BMs, and then he started wanting to do it because he seen the attention I was getting. But he was talking like Big Head Gary had a ticket and a half too. So
Rayful hit him up. Rayful gave him some work, my nigga. Gave him some big work. Gave him a few birds and shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like, to have that type of money and was low. And first of all, these was little niggas.
Yeah, they was teenagers. That's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. And he had it figured out. He had it figured out, but he just fell under that influence of Poe and started busting out, started doing crazy shit.
When I was talking to him, and I did, you know, doing the research of DC, them niggas was killing like a motherfucker as youngsters. You know what I mean? I know there were teen killers in every major city, but that shit was like regular shit. That shit was like regular shit. Seriously.
Yeah, they was teen killers and teen hustlers. I was 15 busting out with big sevens and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Wow. That's what's up. Shit. So they
want more. I got more for them.
Yeah, they want more of that. That's definitely. Yeah,
They told me that they were underserved as far as media coverage. They said, "Man, we appreciate you, Slim." That's
you did them right. You did them right. I like the Ears to Christ joint he was talking about because he reminded me of you. Like, he not backing down and he ain't scared. Like, you know, he was telling them like, man, I wasn't scared of no WP. I wasn't scared of nobody. Like, nigga, we had it popping too. I respect him for that because at the end of the day,
the neighborhood
he stood his ground.
The neighborhood that he was from, as I did more research, he's from a neighborhood called Trinidad.
Trinidad Ave, I know.
They wasn't having it, my nigga.
That's the niggas that was getting that Wayne for them. Yeah, I know the history.
Wayne didn't want, he didn't want none of that.
He didn't want none of that, huh? Yeah, them Trinidad Ave niggas was serious.
Word.
Yeah, South Potomac and all them niggas, all them hoods and all that. Yeah, that shit crazy, but yeah, that's what's up, man. Yeah, I appreciate everything, man. I think we covered mostly everything, man, and I definitely appreciate your time. And we got to
the channel, man.
Huh?
Subscribe to the channel, listeners, viewers. The Real Gully TV on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Fuck with the dribble.
Give them your Instagram name too.
My Instagram is also the Real Gully TV.
Yeah, I'm gonna put all of that. I'm gonna put all of that in the tags and all of that. But like I said, we're gonna do some more of these or whatever.
Sports and fashion, hip hop, sports and fashion, my nigga.
Right, that's what I do on my shit. But listen. The funny shit, see, we right now you on fire. We fucking with you and all that. But I got a mean story. You know what I'm saying? You know, I've been around all these niggas. So we gonna do something on the flip side.
I know.
You know, I just like to stay low. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Word. But I appreciate you, big dog. Word, B. That shit right there.